always had a walk-in cooler full of Shiner beer. We always had plenty of friends that came to help us drink that beer.
Yeah, no
and we
problem.
always had a good time doing it. Dad always said, I don't care if y'all ever get stopped, but it better not be without Shiner.
I regularly drink Shiner Light, but I can't go wrong with a Shiner Bock. I don't know, I kind of like all of them. Is it bad to say that?
The majority of the beer I drink is Shiner Light. I try to keep my grillish figure. It's not working, but I'm still trying really hard. Generally, when you get out of this area, any place I go to, whether it's on the menu or not, I ask, do you have a Shiner Light?
Hey, I'll tell you what, it's getting tough. There's so many good brews out there right now. I'll say right now it'd be Shiner Light.
I'm a brewmaster. I get to drink beer for a living, and they pay me for this.
I just remember it being a big building, and it was where we brewed the beer. And I knew that's where my daddy and my husband drank from the brewery. And I knew Miss Seeley Spetzel, Mr. Spetzel's daughter. She was a Catholic daughter, and I was a Catholic daughter, and so we got to knowing her very well.
There was one little building with the main building that they started off with, and a few, where they brewed, had a few brewery kettles and all that, and then it expanded to a much bigger operation.
I am Jimmy Mark. I'm the brewmaster here at Spetzel Brewery in Shiner, Texas. I've been here at the brewery coming on 46 years, lived in Shiner all my life. I started working here at the brewery when I was 17 years old. Only job I've ever had. So I got right out of high school and came work over here in Shiner. Loved it so much, stayed here. Got to go to school later in life and to go to brewmaster school and worked under John Hebner, which we're honoring today.
So when I started in '83, we made 35,000 barrels. And then our biggest year we made 600,000. So that's how far we came. So, came a long way. Yeah.
You know, when I first started working here, the brewery was a lot smaller. And, we've grown dramatically. We were producing about 24,000 barrels a year. We're producing over 500,000 barrels a year.
I worked at the Shiner Gazette for 30 years when they had their grand openings for, rebuilding and renovating. I did some of that, and just things that they had, events they had over there. I, took notes, and then usually I gave it to the editor, and she did write-ups. But I enjoyed going to all that and meeting those people there.
When in the basement, downstairs where the hospitality room is now, they had a basement, and that's where they actually filled the kegs. They had a spigot that came down, set the keg down, they set it on the top of the keg, and when they popped it up, there was a gentleman there with a cork, driving corks in those kegs. There was corks in those kegs, and I watched him do it.
Really?
Amazing. It was amazing. There was a little beer spill, but I tell you what, it was amazing.
It's brewery. You say brewery, you're talking, all they do is make beer. No, the brewery gives back to our community.
It's a small community, little town that's just into everything, supports the community.
The community was very small, but now it's really growing. And I think the brewery is bringing in a lot of people working, that's a real asset to our town.
This brewery's done a whole lot for this town. I've been playing Santa for this brewery for many years. This last year, Santa had a lot of visitors from Fort Worth, Dallas, Houston, Austin, amazing cities that came down here just to visit the brewery.
I think Shiner, beer puts us on the map. I can travel, all over the United States, be in an elevator, and I got my Shiner beer shirt on, and they will strike a conversation. Not only is our beer named Shiner, but our town is named Shiner. We're connected, hand in hand, no matter what. So the beer and the town, it's all about the beer, all about the town. We send 2 full-time students to college, each year.
students that graduate from either school in Shiner excel in the universities or colleges or trade schools that they go to. I've seen it with my kids.
When I was in college, my sorority, I was the host of a big party at Texas Lutheran, and we had a Brewed with an Attitude party. And that's what's cool, that Shiner came through and supplied all of the Shiner Bock kegs for our college party. It was the biggest party we ever had at Texas Lutheran, because it was Shiner.
I was involved at Gaslight Theater for years. And the Brewers came across and they made donations, they helped with advertising and so on. They help with the churches, the schools, and not just one or two churches or schools, they're not selective. They help everybody.
At every event in Shiner, the brewery is there, supporting them somehow, some way.
Right.
Yeah, they're always there to back the community up.
Now, how would y'all describe the community in Shiner?
Very family oriented, and everybody likes their beer, for sure.
Just the small town community, knowing everybody. Yes, it gets you in trouble sometimes, but at the same time, it's an honor knowing everybody, working with them, playing with them, drinking with them, cooking with them.
Yeah. When you hear the word Shiner, what do you think of?
It's the sense of community. It's it's the church picnics. It's the 4th of July parade downtown. It's the beautiful park that we have that everybody goes to.
One of a kind. It's my home, and it's going to be my home until I die.
I knew every single person I graduated with. I knew every person who graduated before me and the grade before them, the juniors, the sophomores, the freshmen. I mean, everybody knew everybody and everybody got along. That's really what's cool about Shiner.
What I always tell people in San Antonio, working in San Antonio with a lot of big Judson high schoolers, is I graduated with 17 people. And they're like, man, that's super small. I said, yeah, it is, but I got 17 best friends. Like, how many people did you know in your high school? And there was normally like 4 or 5 good buddies. Well, I got 17 good buddies.
You start to realize knowing everybody in the town has benefits also, because then when tragedy strikes, somebody gets cancer or somebody's in a car accident and that person needs help financially or whatever it may be. It's not just, oh yeah, aunts and uncles are going to help out and cousins are going to come help out. No, all 2,070 people in Shiner are going to help out.
Close knit, everybody knows everybody. If you do something on this part of town, the other part of town knows about it before your parents do.
When me and my best friend were riding, you and Dusty were out too, and me and Kyle were riding. It was kind of a rainy day. We had some rain come through, and where our old school was, there was a cement drainage that ran from a little creek all the way through down through the back streets, and that's how it drained out into the creeks or whatever over here through town.
Me and my cousin Garrett, we decided to pour fingernail polish remover on the sidewalk, and I was spreading it out. And he lit it on fire too fast, and it caught the whole bottle on fire. So I threw the bottle on the wooden deck.
And we were riding our bikes in that drainage, and I saw a little turtle, and I told my homeboy, I'm going to smash that turtle on my bike. And I tried to smash it, missed it, hit some moss, slipped, and busted my head open on his sprocket of his bike, right? So I'm leaking blood out of the back of my head all down my shirt, dude.
Now we got this big old fire going on. And just like everybody's been saying, small town Shiner, this guy, just random guy, rolls up, says, hey, y'all need some water?
Car comes drive flying down the street, and my homeboy's like, hey, out in the middle of the road, flagging him down. Hey, I need a ride. Just so happens to be his aunt that was going home for her lunch break that day. Put me in the back of her Chevy Lumina with my head full of blood, brought me to my house, and was like, hey, your son busted his head open, this and that, and there we are. But
and that explains it all.
And he opens his trunk and pulls out this big old thing of water, and he dies out the fire that was essentially going to catch the whole deck on fire. But yeah, that's Shiner in a nutshell for you. Like if anyone needs help, they willing to give the shirt off their back and help out.